Welcome back to another episode of The Great Perspective, where we talk politics, sports, family, everything in between. We want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank all our subscribers. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and we thank everybody that's been supporting the channel as we grow and try to expand and try to grow. Well, we're going to start off with the NCAA. It's March Madness. We're down to the Elite Eight. Right now, Michigan on the women's side, Michigan playing Texas. I was looking at the game earlier. It looked lopsided to me. The next game after that is South Carolina. They're playing TCU.
Mhm.
That game, of course, I'm riding with South Carolina, but I want to get into something a little later that we talked about before, because both those teams built that team not off recruiting, but some recruiting, but a lot of the NIL. So we'll
The
see
score right
how.
now is it's the third quarter. Texas 34, Michigan 23.
Okay. But yeah, back to South Carolina and that Texas game. I mean, South Carolina and TCU. Um, we will talk about it a little bit, and we'll see how the NIL and the transfer portal will it help TCU, because South Carolina has always been South Carolina for the last, I don't know, 5+ years. So actually longer than that, 10 years. So we'll see. We'll see. But who you taking in that Texas Michigan game?
Watching
I,
it don't look like it's a big difference in the two teams. Right now, Texas just went on a run because basketball is a game of runs.
mm-hmm.
And they were tied up. Now Texas went on a run. Now it's 39-23. So, we'll see how they hold that lead. Because yesterday, Duke was up 12, 13 points in the men's over UConn, and UConn came back and won.
Mm-hmm.
So, basketball is a game of runs, but I don't see that dominance, like, oh, they're finna get blown out. I just see, mishaps, missed baskets, but to the naked eye, I still think in women's basketball, it's a crash course with UConn and South Carolina. And in men's, I think it's a crash course with Michigan and UConn.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Arizona might sneak in there, but Michigan and somebody is going to be in that Final Four.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it could go kind of any way right now, with those last 8 teams. On the women's side, it's kind of lopsided on the women's side, to be honest.
Yeah, because this is South Carolina's. If they win tonight, this would be their 6th straight Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
That's unprecedented.
That's but like I said, we'll see, because TCU beefed up in the portal, so we'll see if it pays off tonight. I can't wait to see that game. I take South Carolina in that game. I mean, now if they were playing LSU, even though LSU got knocked out, but they got knocked out at a buzzer beater. That's like a rare thing. But if they were playing LSU, which they would have been, I think they would have been playing LSU if they won. I think LSU could have beat them because even though South Carolina beat them twice in the regular season, it'd be hard to beat a team 3 straight times.
Yeah. But I've been mistaken. These 2 games tonight will lock up the Final Four on the girls' end. On the men's end, the Final Four is already set. Arizona playing Texas. No, I'm sorry. Arizona playing Michigan. So you got 2 number 1 seeds that made it to the Final Four. And Illinois playing number 3, Illinois playing number 2, UConn. So it's going to be
UConn. I see UConn coming out of that. On the other side,
Michigan, Arizona going to be a dogfight because both of them number 1.
Yeah, that's a different. That's going to be a tough game.
9:00 Eastern time on Saturday. I'll be out of town. I'll be in Charlotte. That's Easter weekend. I'll be at the Queen City, but I'm gonna still be on it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of basketball. It's NBA still going on.
Yeah, you got some games tonight. Right now you got Miami playing Philadelphia, and Embiid and Paul George are back, and Philly look like a top contender. Embiid the past 2 nights been putting up 30. Paul George been putting up 25. But you still got Maxey and Edgecombe who been carrying the team the whole time they was out. So you got the full horsemen. Like Stephen A. Smith said, I would hate to see Philly at full strength, even though they're gonna be in the play-in, but they're not. They don't have play-in talent.
Yeah,
they got the talent of a top 5 seed, but it's just
in the East, though. If they were in the West, I think something different. But in the East, because who are the top teams in the East? Detroit, Boston,
New
York. See,
Cleveland.
I don't know. The East is different, man, because anybody can win in the East.
That's what I was telling you. With Philly, the only reason they at the bottom of the standing is because injuries, but they still number 7. So if they make it through
the play-in,
So if they make it through the play-in at full strength, that Philly team can beat anybody in the East.
That's the point. Can Embiid stay healthy?
Yeah.
That's the point, because he's injury prone. So can he stay healthy? But we'll see. The West is that first round. It won't be that exciting. I think
not in the West. The East gonna be exciting from start to finish, but the West, that first round gonna be.
It's because it's gonna be like those top teams are gonna knock out those bottom seeds. I mean, anything can happen, but I don't see Minnesota, Oklahoma, Denver, San Antonio. Well, then I don't know, because you got Lakers in there too. Lakers number 3.
Yeah.
So one of those top teams are gonna get knocked out. Could get knocked out. Because
the top teams, the Lakers gonna be like playing the Houstons of the world.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, how many teams go to the playoffs?
After it's supposed to be 8.
8, yeah. So
I'm saying the Lakers are going to be playing the Houstons, the Minnesotas of the world, but those bottom seed teams gonna have to play OKC and San Antonio. like Golden State,
Yeah, but what I'm
and they're gonna
saying
get
is
swept.
if only 8 teams going, you got in the West, you got Minnesota, OKC, you got Denver, you got San Antonio, you got the Lakers. That's 5 teams. So one of those teams is at 5. When playoff time comes, one of those teams is going to be at 5.
Yeah.
So they going one of the teams I just named will be playing one of the other teams I just named.
Oh yeah, the 4th and 5th seed gonna play each other.
Yeah. So we could see a good, Denver. Who is number 5? I gotta look that up. But
The number 1 seed play number 8. The number
yeah.
2
So
play
so
number
4 and 5
7,
gonna play each other. So
and number 3 play number 6.
yeah. So 4 or 5 play each other. So one of the top teams that you think you might make to the finals, they may get knocked out in the
But
first
I know
round.
one thing: it won't be OKC or San Antonio,
I see San Antonio going to the finals.
because they're gonna play the 7th and 8th seed, which is gonna be a sweat. Then
Yeah,
the
they're
second
sweeping.
round, that's when it's gonna get a little intense. They're gonna have to play either the Lakers, Houston, Minnesota. They're gonna play one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I want to see Minnesota, San Antonio, and OKC in the Western Conference Finals, because San Antonio swept OKC in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
All the losses OKC got came from San Antonio. They beat them in OKC and they beat them in San Antonio.
Man, I can't wait to see Wemby in the playoffs. I think he gonna be the new Superman. You know how you had Shaq and then you had
Yeah.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard.
Wemby gonna be the new Superman after these playoffs. Because I don't see any of them teams. They don't have an answer for him. And then they make it to the finals. Nobody in the East can handle San Antonio.
Oh no.
Because they don't have an answer for that. You don't have an answer for a 7'5" guard. I mean, a 7'5" center that handle the rock like a guard, can shoot like a 2, and get in the paint like a 4. They don't.
No.
They don't. I can't wait to see it, man. I
But
can't wait to see it.
Philly and Miami in a dogfight right now.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the East. So all those teams, they match up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's about matchups. So they match up with each other. You uh look at Philly, and if they play New York, they mirror each other. Or Minnesota, they mirror
Towns.
each other. You know what I'm saying?
They got a big center in Towns. They got a big center in Embiid. They got the high scoring guard in Brunson. They got a high scoring guard in Maxey. They got a garbage man in Hart. Philly got a garbage man in Paul George. They mirror each other.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's going to be hard. The East playoffs might be more entertaining.
Yeah, to watch for the
Especially,
sports fans.
yeah,
If you love
yeah,
basketball. But the
yeah.
first round of the playoffs in the West is going to be a lot of sweats, especially the eighth seed, 7th and 6th. You ain't gonna even want to watch them games.
Mm. Yeah, we have to see. We have to see. We have to see. Um, Outside of that, The UFL started back up.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know how many people have been watching. I know Houston and Dallas played each other. I think Dallas won. Um, I watched a few of those games. You know, I like entertaining. I think um, I don't know what they need to do to attract more fans and more viewers.
What I think a lot of these franchises, and this goes back to the WNBA, the U the UC what is it called? The UCFL?
You just UFL.
The UFL, WNBA, these franchises, what they're doing is trying to piggyback off of franchises that's already been established. Instead
Yeah.
of going to create, could you imagine if the UFL had a football team in Charleston or Columbia?
Well,
I think-
they pick because you know they got a team in St. Louis, they got a team in Birmingham, they got a team in I think Memphis. Now they do have teams in major markets like Houston,
Yeah,
Dallas.
that already
I think
got
they
football
even got
teams.
a team in San Antonio.
Yeah, they got one in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But
So they pick major markets, but they also pick some of those mid kind of, you
but I'm saying
know,
if you want to get populated, because you're not going to take the Atlanta Falcons fans away from Atlanta.
well, it's in the you're not taking it away because their season offsets the NFL season.
Oh, I know it. I know it's off, but if that team was say Augusta or Savannah, Georgia, now you create your own fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Now you create your own love, your own diehard fans. Now it's more marketable. But when you trying to go into a market that's already dominated by another team, even though it's the off season, you run into those problems. Like if they came to Charleston or Columbia, South Carolina, or Birmingham, Alabama. I think they already in
Yeah,
Birmingham.
they got one in Birmingham.
They got one in Birmingham. And
That's
and
what
they
I
going
said.
to
They
St.
kind of
Louis.
what they did was they took the XFL and the USFL and combined them into one league, the UFL.
Yeah.
So some of the teams were based out of major markets, and some of the teams were in the smaller markets. So that's why they have teams in both. Um, we have to see. I don't know if it's marketing. I see some commercials, some marketing. I don't know what they could do because you look at the games and the.
That would be my recommendation
But I watch it though. I watch it.
to create your own fan base by
Yeah, I
going
watch
to
it
these
though.
big cities that don't have a pro team.
Mm. Yeah, but I mean, I watch it. I like sports, so
Like you
uh,
saw what happened when Las Vegas didn't have a pro team and the WNBA went there and they were celebrities because that was the only pro team they had. So what that made the NFL say, oh, it's a market there. So they piggyback and jumped on it. And now the NBA trying to put a team in Vegas.
yeah, I seen that the other day. Expansion team.
So it took somebody to start that. And that's the thing I'm saying about the not Birmingham, Augusta, Savannah, Charleston, South Carolina, Columbia. Put a pro team there, whether it's WNBA, UCFL, put something there and watch the rest follow.
But
If you
yeah, I
want to
don't.
increase your fan base, But yeah,
I don't
we
know what
got
they can do.
about, huh?
I said I'm not sure as far as marketing what they could do to change the to grow it. I mean, I'm not sure what their business plan is.
That
We
would be
just have
my
to see.
that would be my angle.
Uh, so you got any picks?
Um, yeah, this is the start of the fourth quarter. Michigan 29, Texas 55. But I don't know what's going on with Karl Anthony Towns. Everybody's been talking to him, and I never seen a guy with so much talent. You got to force him to play. I mean, not play. He plays, but you got to force him to live up to his potential. And if those remember, before he got traded to New York, when he was in Minnesota, and Minnesota like might win the first round of the playoffs, and Ant-Man would be on the interview table dogging him like, if we can get Cat to stay in the game, you know. But he was joking with him. But later on, you find out that he wasn't, because they ended up trading him. They traded Anthony Towns for old boy from Randall.
Yeah.
But so that don't just go in basketball, that goes in life. Sometimes when a person joking with you, they trying to give you a hint without giving you a hint. You know what I'm saying? That you need to get your act together. And that goes for us people who working on the job, and your boss come to you and say something with a smile on his face, but he basically trying to give you a warning, like, hey, tighten up. But yeah, Texas gonna run away with this. But what you about to say?
No, that was it. That was it. That was it. You got a question?
Yeah, I was gonna ask a question towards the end of the show. We got a little time, but
go ahead with the questions since you can't think clear.
Oh, I can think clear. I was just watching this Texas game and this and trying to see. I want to see a good game. And we all know that game that's going to come on at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock your time ain't gonna be no
game. I hope. Man, they got. I just hope, man. I hope it ain't what happened over the weekend.
What happened over the weekend?
South Carolina. It started out like, okay, this might be a good game. Finally, and then they just ran with it. I'm hoping TCU come with a game plan. I mean, every team have a game plan, but I hope they come with a game plan that will work. You know, at least challenge them, because I think every game that South Carolina played in the tournament so far
wasn't a challenge.
It wasn't a challenge. After the second quarter, the game was over.
Let me ask you this: who do you think in the NBA, not to switch subjects, who are your top 5 MVP candidates?
Top 5. Number 1 is Wemby. Then after Wemby, SGA. Then Luca. Then you said 5. Let me see.
Be
you know
in that
who
same
people
order.
sleep on? I'm gonna have to give it to Ant-Man too.
Oh no, I wouldn't give it. I'm saying who I would give it to.
No, you asked me my 5. I ain't gave you my
Yeah,
5.
okay.
Number 1 is Wemby. Then after him, SGA, Luca, Ant-Man, and number 5, I would have to give it to it. It depends on how they end the regular season. Um, I have to give it to Kevin Durant.
My top 5 would be Luka Doncic. Reason being, he came to a team that just was in the play-in as an 8th seed last year and took him to the number 3 seed in the West.
Mm-hmm.
Luka leading the league in scoring.
Mm-hmm.
My second MVP candidate is Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics. He took a team that they had written off as a scrap year, rebuild year, because Jason Tatum was out the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, well, we're gonna rebuild this and that. Brown said, nuh-uh.
Mm-hmm.
He got Boston as the number 2 seed in the East.
Mm-hmm.
Lead the East in scoring, almost averaging a triple-double with steals and rebounds, like six rebounds, 8 assists.
Mm-hmm.
And my third one would be Wemby. Wemby, because of the total package of what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Block shots, rebounds, scoring. He's like, the reason his stats ain't sky high is because he's like, when I watched him play against Detroit, you remember Deion Sanders when he was in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterbacks didn't throw to that side of the field.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, he's not going to have high stats because they wouldn't even throw on that side of the field. That's what's happening with Wemby. When Wemby in the game, ain't nobody going to that basket. They jump shooting and they pat, you know. Other than that, he'd have led the league in blocks. He'd have had an astronomical number of block shots.
Mm-hmm.
And number 4, I give it to SJ. I mean SGA because he consistently he's on like 137 games, averaging 20 points a game. And he's not just a scorer. He gives you at least 5, 6, 7 rebounds, 5, 6, 7
In NBA
assists.
history, the only 2 players other than him that have that stat is Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. But go ahead.
And yeah, so at number 4, I give it to him. And the 5th person, who I said, Jaylen Brown. No, I said Luka, Jaylen Brown.
You said Luka, Jaylen Brown, SGA.
No, Wemby.
No, Wemby.
SGA.
Wemby, SGA, now number 5.
And my number 5, I have to give it to Joker, man. Joker lead the league. Joker damn near averaging a triple-double. Joker leading the league in assists, rebounds, and he's like 5th in scoring. You can't them stacks is unrealistic. Talk about an alien.
But they're not gonna give it to him. He
already won a few times. But I think just because you won it shouldn't be a strike against you. Like when I grew up in the 90s,
Because
They were saying,
once you continue once you winning okay, say he get it again, right? Say he win again. Now you putting you placing him in a whole nother stratosphere.
but
So they're
he
not.
put the work in though.
Yeah, but they're not gonna do that right now. Maybe a year or two, another couple years, but they're not gonna do that.
But we'll see who the MVP gonna
MVP.
be. And
Mm-hmm.
if I don't hear from us until next Monday, we want to let everybody know Happy Easter. Hope y'all enjoy y'all weekend, upcoming holiday weekend. And just as a reminder, hit that like button, that share button, and we still appreciate the support. And next week we'll dive into the girls' Final Four, the men's Final Four. The outcome will be done happen, so we'll see who going to the championship games.
Yeah.
But right now, we're gonna dive into politics. I got a little question I want to ask, bruh, before we
What's
sign
that?
out.
What's that?
Everybody know what's going on with this war with Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Now, today, the United States has deployed, or they are already landed, over 300, between 200 to 1,000 Navy SEALs, Texas Rangers, and
Not
over
Texas
1,000.
Rangers, just Rangers.
Yeah, just Rangers. I mean, I said Texas Rangers, Army Rangers, and over 1,000 Marines. So, and at the last week, the Pentagon was saying they didn't want any ground troops, but now they got the best they got on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And it was talk about they trying to take over um the build. I mean the
The island.
port, so they can let the
Mm-hmm.
ships through.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna take over the electric cut. It's just all kind of rumors, this and that. Do you think, my question to you is, being that in the beginning it was supposed to be some drones, now we actually got troops on the ground. Do you think this war is going to be prolonged like Russia and Ukraine? Or do you think we'll come to a resolution?
Well, the hope is we can end it. The hope is we can find some middle ground and we can end the war. That's the hope for everybody. But we knew we was gonna be at war when they sent 2 naval fleets over there. We already knew something was gonna happen. Now there are no boots on the ground in Iran, but they have boots on the ground in the region. You don't deploy a Marine Expeditionary Unit. You don't deploy, and it's like I think it's like 5,000 Marines
Yeah, it was
or
something
three,
like, my
yeah,
numbers might have been mixed
3,000 or
up.
something like that. You don't deploy that many Marines. You don't deploy 82nd Airborne just to sit around. You don't do that because you spend a lot of money training, especially that elite unit. You spend a lot of money training, so you're not going to have your elite unit. If you just wanted soldiers to sit around, they would get 11 Bravos infantry. Some, I don't know if they still got them, but when I was in, it was Brigade Combat Teams, BCTs. So you get a couple of BCTs over there filled with snipers and different uh, MOSs, but mostly infantry. You would get those guys over there, but when you the way it is now, And this is the problem. Iran is fighting a holy war. I've said that before. They're not going to, they're not ending this. This war, we might end up in a 20-year war. Like Iraq and Afghanistan, but the only difference is Iran will come touch America. See, Iraq and Afghanistan, they didn't do that. But Iran, they'll come over here. And our government know it. That's why they keep telling us about sleeper cells. And I think everybody have to prepare their mind, not be in fear, but prepare your mind just in case something does happen to the grid. Because they keep bringing it up for a reason. I don't know if it is to scare you for something else. I'm not gonna get into no conspiracies. I'm gonna just get into what we know is fact. That we got sleeper cells over here. There are sleeper cells over here. They've already put that information out. So if we got sleeper cells, if we hit their infrastructure and cut the lights off on 92 million people, they're gonna hit those countries in the region, but they're gonna come touch us because they already got people here. You know, we just had. I think if they don't end it quick, we're gonna be in another. I mean, it's gonna be years. At least it'll go out to the end of this year, unless something catastrophic happens. And I think the way the war is escalating so fast, you got to think it's only been a month.
Yeah.
And they already destroyed a lot of our bases over there. They destroyed a lot of the Saudi and the other Qatar, all those around them. UAE destroyed their oil refineries. They've been destroying Israel. Then now they've even started to touch the nuclear plants. I seen one report on that. They have the capability to continue this war for a long time. They've been preparing for this for years.
And well, the response from the World News, well, CNN to be exact, when Iran found out the magnitude of troops the U.S. had put on the ground today, their response was, if they enter Iran, they will be shark food.
I didn't hear that part about shark food, but I heard the part about Iran said they're gonna be caught on fire.
Yeah, be caught on fire.
I think Iran. I never deployed to Afghanistan. I deployed to Iraq. Afghanistan is mountainous. Iraq is worse than Afghanistan as far as the mountain regions. The issue is that island that everybody's been talking about that's in the Strait of Hormuz, and then that side of Iran is all mountainous. So the only way I see a strategy that will work is they would have to come from the other side or come from the north. You can't go that way because one,
you can't see what they're gonna do.
well, they already have the upper hand because it's their country, and two, anyway, anybody know that the person that has the higher ground has the upper hand. And then you in the mountainous region, you don't know where they are, where their mines are, where they're hidden missiles, any type of explosive device. You don't know. So I hope they don't send our troops ground forces, but it's looking like they're gonna do it. It's looking like they're gonna push it until
Pentagon said they're already there. But they
Let me
haven't
tell you what I
infiltrated
honestly
Iran yet.
think. Let me be real. What I honestly think about to happen, because we got we got the region involved. Okay, you got Israel and the U.S. fighting one country, but now the Houthis just got involved this week. So the Houthis out of Yemen start attacking uh, Israel. Then the Hezbollah in the north, they attacking Israel. So now you got 5 countries at war, but you don't have none of the big. I mean, America obviously is a big player. Iran is a big player, but you got a couple big pieces on the chessboard that haven't entered the war. They're supporting information, weapons. China, Russia, uh, the European Union, they haven't entered the war. Um, what about those Muslim countries in Africa? They haven't entered. Now, I did see one report. It haven't been confirmed. I did see one report that Uganda was going to enter the war out of Africa. And
Mm.
I served. We had Ugandan soldiers serve with us over there. But I think if it continues, it could expand into what everybody really don't want, and that's the world war. Because remember, China said that they were going to invade Taiwan by 2027. We're in 2026. So they already said that by 2027 they was going to invade Taiwan. America already said if you invade Taiwan, we will defend Taiwan. So we're stretching ourselves thin, and then not to include Trump want to go do whatever to Cuba. You know, the country of Cuba don't have power right now because the oil out of the strait. So they don't have power right now. So they in the dark. The country of Cuba is in the dark right now. We already seen what happened in Venezuela. So we're heading to that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I advise anybody, if you hear this, save your money. But you know, people not gonna do it. Everybody's still living life, partying. I'm not saying stop life, but you're not nobody even thinking about that, because that's how we are in America. We're so spoiled. We think all the things that happened in the past. Yeah, we saw 9/11, but we don't think that's gonna happen again. We saw Pearl Harbor. We don't think that's gonna happen again. The sleeper cells are here. Okay, the FBI take care of it. The stock market and inflation. Okay, we might pay a little more for rent and some bread
Yeah.
and gas. You know, we deal with that, but we won't have outright chaos. But that's what other countries want, for us to live like how what they've gone through, because they blame us for the reason why they're going through it. You know what I'm saying? But we just have to see, man. We gotta keep hopeful, keep, like I said, keep praying. You know.
Pray for those people out there, those soldiers on both sides, and
Oh yeah, always
hopefully
pray.
we
So
can get to it.
I got people I serve with. They're still in. They're up in rank now, but they're still in. I got soldiers. I got a soldier when I was NCO in my last unit. I think he was a specialist and then got promoted, but he's over there.
Yeah, I
He's
just
not he's a UN soldier. So if they get involved with any of the NATO countries, I know he'll be over there. And then I do have buddies that are still in the army.
we hope and pray that they make it home, and the politics of the situation end up winning, and we can talk it out, and they can talk it out and come to a reasonable solution. But we want to thank y'all for listening to us.
Yeah,
Any
hit the
topic that
subscribe
we
button.
have, from sports to politics, hit that comment button. We'll respond back. you know, dive into it some more.
Yeah,
But
hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Help us grow the channel, help the algorithm pick us up. And we want to thank everybody for watching and supporting. And go, yeah, like he said, go into the comment section. You know, I reply to the comments. And we want to thank you again.
till next week, peace.